This week on Not So Awesome News, we've got trailers, Spider-Man news, and set pictures from various different things and stuff. It's gonna be awesome. And a top 5 list because I didn't have anything to rant about this week. Anyways, here we go with a Not So Awesome News. Once again, jump cut. Still, no intro at all. Gotta, work on that at some point. Maybe a little animation. There's not going to be, I don't know why I'm looking it up. Anyways, first up on news type things that happened this week, we got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer that hit yesterday. Don't really know what to say about it because it's just, okay, we got the Foot Clan using guns. They're not ninjas. That's a little weird. We got the guy, well, I guess he's not a bad guy. I don't know, the guy from Prison Break. One of the guys from Prison Break playing Shredder, it looks like. Megan Fox trying to be April O'Neil, not speaking at all during the trailer, and wearing the yellow sweater thing. Which I actually like that. But she's supposed to be a reporter, and she's going around with her little smartphone filming things. And I'm like, is she going to be a blogger in this? Because it's coming off like she's going to be a blogger in this instead of a actual news reporter. And then you have the turtles themselves, which are giant-ish, and apparently can smash into a vehicle and destroy it with their shell. So that's different. I don't know if I even like the look of the turtles. I mean, I can kind of see where they're going. It's like a more realistic look for them, face-wise. But they don't look pretty at all either. And they're CG, which I really wish they could have just figured out practical effects, a suit kind of like Doctor Who. It would have been awesome. But anyways, if you want to check that out, link in the description for that and pretty much everything else I'm talking about today, just like always. But yeah, Turtles trailer. Yeah, and I had Michael Bay name in the beginning as producer instead of the director. I don't even know who directed it, but instead of putting the director's name there, or even I don't even think they even showed the director's name in the trailer, which they should have because it's the director. He directed it. Michael Bay just produced it. But you can tell that he had a whole bunch of influence in it because there's explosions everywhere. Next up, we also got the X-Men trailer, which came out, I want to say Tuesday, maybe it was Thursday, Wednesday, not Thursday. You know what, still not a fan of it, just because I'm not a fan of, I mean, I am a fan of those X-Men movies, but at the same time I'm not, because I just like X-Men so much that every time I see it, I can get into it. I'll have moods where I'm like, yeah, I want to watch all the X-Men movies. And then I'll have moods where I'm like, this sucks, it's nothing like the comic books. And, yeah, the Sentinels shoot beams out of their faces. That's a little weird. I was actually thinking about it earlier today when I was rewatching the trailer, which is alright, if you think about it not as it's supposed to be. I mean, I know it's not supposed to be exactly like the comic book. They changed it up way, way too much to be anything like the comic book. At this point, they're just taking the premise of the story of Days of Future Past, and they're taking the name of Days of Future Past, and kind of just making their own thing. Obviously, Kitty Pryde isn't the one going back in time in this thing, and yeah, it's weird. I was thinking about it. The end of the Wolverine movie is, if you've seen it, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, I mean, spoiler alert. At the end of that movie, they have Professor X and Magneto talking to him, saying they need his help, kind of thing. But it's old Wolverine that goes back in time, so that means they ask for his help, and then I guess the war happens, and then they send him back in time, instead of trying to send him back in time. I don't know, weird. Anyways, X-Men Days of Future Past, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I want them to make an X-Factor movie. If I'm going to be completely honest, I want an X-Factor movie with Scott, Jean, Iceman, Beast, and Angel in it, and they can take on Apocalypse themselves instead of the next movie, which is Age of Apocalypse. X-Factor movie would be awesome. Anyways, next up, we have some set photos from Avengers 2 Age of Ultron, which finally reveal how Quicksilver and how Scarlet Witch are going to look. And I don't know, Scarlet Witch looks a lot like the X-Men Evolution version, which I'm fine with. I love that show. That is one of my favorite cartoon shows based on comic book. I don't know, she looks fine to me. Quicksilver looks so much better than the other guy from Days of Future Past. His hair actually looks natural compared to the other guy from American Horror Story, whose hair does not look natural. And we also got Hawkeye in there, kind of wearing more purple, so he's starting to look a little bit more like his comic book self, even though the current comic book him kind of adapted to look more like movie him. So that's a thing. But he's wearing a little bit more purple. There's another shot of him with like this coat that's longer and he's wearing more purple. I think he looks fine. He looks cool. No ridiculous mask yet, but that probably won't ever happen, will it? The purple mask thing. No. It would be cool. Next up, Batman turns 75 years old. I believe today, might have been yesterday. They revealed the new logo for Batman 75 years, and it's kind of cool. The DC is selling the Batman 75 year shirts, kind of. They're just, I guess, like the animated series shirt, but they're like overpriced and stuff. Just putting it out there. They're pretty freaking expensive. I want one from the Batman animated series. Freaking expensive for a shirt anyway. And yeah, there's like a whole bunch of news related to Batman that came out that I'm not even going to, at least related to Batman 75 years, that's supposed to be launching all throughout the year, which I'm not even going to touch upon. You can read it, link in the description. On other Batman news that I will talk about is Batman Arkham Knight. We got screenshots, and we got a new villain that was revealed, which a lot of people are all like, oh no, that's this guy, or that's this guy. Sources are saying that it is just a straight out new villain. That Rocksteady and DC came up with together. So he looks a lot like he looks like Iron Batman. It looks like Iron Man and Batman crossed over and did Iron Bat. He looks cool. He looks awesome. Somewhat reminds me of Batman Beyond if he was wearing armor. Can't wait for that game. Don't know what's gonna, who that guy's gonna be, but it's probably gonna be awesome. It's by Rocksteady again. 2 thumbs up, I guess. It's gonna be cool. I know it. The only bad thing is that it is, I believe, next gen exclusive, which I kind of feel like they shouldn't have gone to next gen exclusive just yet. Maybe wait for the year to be over and then start doing next gen exclusive games. But I'm not gonna complain too much because I already have one. But for everybody else, that sucks, and yeah, that just sucks for everybody else. I'm sorry. Let's see, what else is new? Oh, yeah, okay, so this one, if anyone's going to Comic-Con and get me one of these, I'd highly appreciate it. Apparently, if you remember, I even did a video on this, an unboxing. There was the Batman Court of Owls mask set that came out last September, I want to say. It was cool. It came with the Court of Owls mask that was Comic-Con exclusive for a while, and that thing, it was a good price. It was a pretty good price. It's awesome. They're releasing a Joker one, basically Joker's face as the mask that you can put on, and a trade paperback of Death of the Family, which I wanted really bad, but from what I've read, it's only going to be available exclusively at Comic-Con, which means you could probably get it overpriced on eBay, but $30 at Comic-Con. If someone gets that for me, I'd be happy. I'm just paying. You don't gotta get it for me. I'm gonna try and get that thing some way because it is awesome. Next up, we got screenshots of how Green Goblin is gonna look in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and he looks a lot like Glass Green Goblin from the other trilogies, just without the mask. And I guess it's, at least they didn't turn him to the giant monster that was in Ultimate Spider-Man. As much as I love Ultimate Spider-Man, I'm not a huge fan of Green Goblin in there because he just turns into a giant Hulk-like monster. And we also got a look at Rhino, which he's like sitting inside, there's like a window, and you're looking at the picture, it's right there. Kind of looks like he's just sitting inside a giant mech. Which, I mean, I know that he's supposed to be in a giant Rhino suit that's robot. I thought he was actually going to be more Iron Man-ish, not sitting in it and controlling it. But, whatever. I'm still going to watch the movie. I'm hoping it's going to be awesome. We'll see. But, there we go on that. Last thing of news, which is probably the thing I've been most excited for all week since they announced it Monday, is the Spider-Verse. which if you don't know yet, well, how do you not know yet? I've talked about it in like 3 of my videos this week, I think. Spider-Verse is going to be the big crossover event in Amazing Spider-Man issue, starting with issue number 9 in November, which will include every single Spider-Man ever, according to Dan Slott anyway. We've already got a cover, a screenshot, and this cool little banner thingy with all the Spider-Man, and it looks awesome. There's really not much else to say, just the premise of the story is, apparently he's even said that he's been leading up to this since Amazing Spider-Man and Superior Spider-Man. He's been giving teases of all the spiders dying. I haven't caught any of those, but apparently it's, you know, all the spiders are dying, and it takes every single Spider-Man ever to stop whatever is trying to kill all of them. It's going to be awesome, and that leads me to my topic of the day, which is which top 5 Spider-Man I want to be in this thing. I just realized I didn't even finish writing down my list, so I may not remember everybody. But we'll see. I think number 5, I'd want the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, just because I think it would be awesome to see him animated in the comic book, and interact with all the people. And he wasn't a bad Spider-Man. He wasn't my favorite Spider-Man. I don't know, it's hard to say he isn't my favorite Spider-Man movie, because there's only 2 Spider-Man movies, you know, 2 franchises, 2 people who played him. I feel like he was a bit too old to be in high school, even though that happens in like almost every TV show where there's high schools. Either they looked way too young, or they're definitely too old to be there. Let's see, number 4, it would be probably the Neil Patrick Harrison version of Spider-Man from the MTV show. Wasn't a fan of the show at all, just because it was computer animated, and it kind of ruined it. Like, the whole story wasn't bad, the way they, you know, the voice acting wasn't bad, the animation, no. Just, no. Number 3 would be the House of M Spider-Man. You know, it goes crazy at the end if you've read it. Then I guess it would be kind of hard, you know, you would know that it's kind of hard to put him in there, but, you know, it could happen before he went crazy, I guess. It would be cool to see him there. Honorary mention, I can't even say that word, would be the Spider-Man Unlimited from the Spider-Man Unlimited TV show, just because that, like, universe is so different. He goes to another Earth that's on the other side of the sun, going after Jameson's kid, I guess. Is his name Jameson too? I mean, his first name? I don't know, he goes after him after they do this thing with the portal, gets trapped there, and that show never ended. I mean, it never had a proper ending anyway. But it would be cool to see him there. He has a different suit and everything. He looks pretty darn awesome. That's not my number 2. I wanted to mention it because my number 2 is Ultimate Peter Parker, which they did mention that the Ultimate Peter Parker from the cartoon show will be in it, but I want a alternate universe where Peter Parker didn't die, and I want that Peter Parker to be there, because it's probably one of my favorite Spider-Man. Probably, I don't want to say he's cooler than Amazing Spider-Man from the comic books, but he's really, 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 really awesome. And my number 1 choice is Spider-Man from the animated series from 1984, which, you know, I was thinking about it, and I think it would be kind of hilarious to see him there, because in his universe, everybody has lasers. They shoot laser guns. They don't shoot real guns. And no one ever mentions the word death and stuff because of all the censorship that happened with that show. And I want to see him react to an actual real gun, just because that would be awesome for some reason to me. I don't know why. And maybe we'll get a conclusion on what's actually happened to Mary Jane at the end of that series, because we never got a conclusion to what actually happened to her, or Green Goblin for that matter. They just kind of disappeared. And I'd love to show. It's like you guys had, I think, 6 seasons on that show, and you guys couldn't make an ending with that. Instead you make an ending with Stan Lee, and they actually did. They actually had like a whole bunch of different Spider-Man in that ending. They had the Iron Spider-Man, which is basically him as Tony Stark. They had I want to say it was the Ben Reilly Spider-Man. I think Scarlett Spider was there. They had a normal Spider-Man who had no powers. And I want to say they had one who was going through the man spider transformation and Spider Carnage, which I don't know how they can include Spider Carnage in being a good guy, but Spider Carnage, why not? Put him in there because he was pretty awesome. Anyways, that's my top list for that, and that is not so awesome news for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and comment because comments are awesome. If you have any ideas for topic videos for next week or anything like that, go ahead and leave a comment because that would be awesome. Or a better name for not so awesome news because it's really long and it's kind of hard to name my videos when I have to it's long and then it's like, oh, title too long, cannot name because it's save error words YouTube. Anyways, like I said, hope you enjoyed it and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Hey, look, you made it to the end slate. That's awesome. So I want to clear up. Yes, I was talking about the What If House of M Spider-Man. For some reason, I do not know why that Spider-Man story came to my mind instead of the actual House of M Spider-Man. But yeah, I just want to clear that up. That's why I wrote the little text there. Anyways, I'd like to hear what your guys' top 5 Spider-Man for Spider-Verse would be. If you have Lego Spider-Man, Spider-Ham, freaking Spider-Man from not Spider-Man, the Spider-Pig from The Simpsons would be awesome. I wonder if you can hear the background noise right now because there's a freaking people with music going boom 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 in the background. It's annoying to me. It's just in general, it's annoying to me. I really don't like it when people do that, especially in the middle of the night. But that's way off topic. Anyways, down annotation area, we have the Ultimate Saturday review of Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 9 and Saga Volume 3 reviewed, which was on Monday. Dakota Bukia, Hulk, Marvel Now, statue unboxing, and of course my weekly pickups, all those right there, down there. If you want to click and watch any of those, you can go ahead and check them out. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like button and comment because I like comments. Do it. And yeah, if you have a better name for a not so awesome news show, I would be willing to hear it because it honestly is way too long. And it's hard to make my title for the video when I add that at the end of it because it's like, no, your title is too long. You must erase things because we said so. And yeah, it's kind of a nuisance. But anyways, once again, thanks for watching and all that cool stuff. I will see you guys next week. Take care and goodbye.